Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Saturday live stream open mic article wade. So far, I have with me, as you can see, Gray,
Right.
his loyal henchbird Skittles, not presently visible.
In the background. He's going to bed. It's his bedtime.
Almost sort of not see them at all, but we can. In any case, we also have Froman, who will be managing the chat.
That was fun.
Ezoob, and of course,
Yo.
someone who I don't actually want to introduce now because I feel like they're already prepping for something horrible.
Thank you for my artwork, Daddy.
No good deed goes unpunished, is it?
Well, it was totally out of your free will. Totally. He wanted more money.
Have you figured out the word to hypnotize him? Because I spent a while working on that with him.
Beams.
A word to hypnotize who?
No, nothing, Ark, nothing, absolutely nothing.
Oh, are we talking about the side quest on Pornhub?
Yes.
Not yet, although it does seem to every day drift closer.
Oh, we were talking
needing
about you
to go there.
hosting.
Well, look, if the YouTube terms of service changes get any more problematic, then the show might need to go to Pornhub just as a matter of necessity.
Oh, we can have frenemies forever on Pornhub. We can do it naked.
I approve.
You can. I'm sure that will make the ratings just skyrocket, but even if I'm on Pornhub, I guarantee you that I'm not going to be so much as topless without a good 1,000 US in the bank.
And entitle it Steam Fucks with Ark for an hour straight.
Oh, it won't just be Miss Steam. Other people have volunteered.
That's strangely honest,
Well, I mean,
I suppose. Figurative, but honest.
Candy, so, you know.
Gangbang.
In any case, I want to start off with the cautionary tale. If you happen to, I don't know, tweet on bureaucracy, transparency, visibility, and pop culture, and are a former Federal Reserve, DOD, or State Department, or much less Boy Scouts rep or associate, MA native or otherwise, might I suggest that no matter how much you get annoyed with the Twitter rando, you don't say things like, "You can't control what I say and I don't answer to you. Send me your daughter's name. I would like to Skype with her. It's Veterans Day weekend. Pay it forward." And when people point out that makes you sound like a terrible pedophile who's going to withdrawal since Epstein cut off your supply, it's not a good idea to follow that by saying, "Sure, you can call me that. That will just make me more amused and keep the deposits flowing in. Sure, I'm a pedophile. Sure, why not?"
Bad optics, my dude. Bad optics.
So, don't be
I don't
this
think-
blue check mark. Ever. I want to hope that they just lost their temper and are probably in the process of scrubbing this even now, but oh boy, I think we'll be reading an article on this one soon enough.
Did the little blue pill?
See, I think that the best response to something like that is just a good old-fashioned no you. If it can't be responded with a no you, it's actually worth responding to.
Well, I think people can do a better job in general, but the whole thing changed also because they are blue check mark, rambling about how they don't take orders from them. Well, who do they take orders
I
from
know.
now that Epstein didn't suicide himself?
I know that, I know that owning a meme or owning an insult is usually a pretty good thing, but, in this case, you don't want to own this meme. You don't want to...
It's not worth it. The cons really outweigh the pros. But to continue this spree of education, we would like to pass along a public service announcement, unpaid. This is LNB does not support or endorse or is even aware of this stream in the slightest. But they want to help people understand assault rifles. The B explains assault rifles. We have the bumpy part here, which you can replace with a lunchbox handle to transport your hate more easily. The shoulder thing that goes up, I believe you want to take this one, Steam?
Oh, okay. The shoulder thing that goes up, thankfully banned in most states. Ooh.
And ribbed for her pleasure. The triangle of death, this makes the bullets at least 3 times deadlier. The antenna, the gun receives orders from Nazi Germany via radio waves. The clip, which holds lots of magazines like American Rifleman and Nazi Weekly. And finally we have the trigger, this is of course the brain of the gun, that decides whom to murder without any human input whatsoever. We have the nunchuck grip that lets you swing the gun around like Michelangelo, and of course the barrel. Careful! The bullets come out there.
Of course.
Roman, do you want to
We
inform
have-
people as to the possible modifications?
Well, you have the Bible attachment for the +3 holy damage, the MAGA hat launcher for extra triggering, the Ben Shapiro soundboard for better indoctrination, because we all know my wife's a doctor, and the Chick-fil-A sandwich thrower to get those blacks.
Froman, on so many levels, that's wrong. I have never seen a machine gun where you could junction materia in.
Oh, Arcta, I never thought you would dirty talk me with propaganda.
Clearly, you haven't seen my magic satchel launcher memes. That is a glorious gun.
Oh dear.
I've shot an elephant at Steam with it once.
What?
I want to stress that
Shut
I
up.
absolutely am not
Roman
really talking
is
Steam,
lying.
nor ever would, and I'm a little bit just horrified by the very implication.
You said rip for my pleasure, didn't you?
Ribbed. Oh no, not you specifically.
Stream's getting fucking weird.
And remember,
You mean
you
gay?
must detach the antenna and the triangle of death before you misuse it in that fashion.
It can
Right,
get FM
Miller.
radio?
I presume so, but only the Nazi stations.
No, it must be AM, because I think that's where Rush is.
Possibly. Be some sort of a Nazi talk radio, I'm sure. What's extraordinary is how it's still receiving messages from Nazi Germany despite Nazi Germany having been destroyed some time ago. I've seen a lot
On
of
the
people
moon.
being really upset. Yeah, oh, yes, maybe so. No one's
Dark
confirmed
side.
it's not the case. When's the last time we've been back to the moon, huh?
Jojo Rabbit just came out recently. It might be talking about like that studio, the studio that made it.
Or it could be a tool of chronomancers.
No, it makes too much sense for that. Chronomancy does not make sense, time travel does not make sense, it is all just complete barking mad rubbish, even in fiction.
Time travel is real.
especially
We met
the-
multiple times, Arcta.
If your argument is that time travel isn't real because it makes no sense in a make-believe world, Ark, do you see the problem there?
Even in a make-believe world, it doesn't work in reality, but it's so stupid, so
Ugh.
backwards,
tickles my
so
eyes.
fundamentally weetard Ed that no, it doesn't even work in fiction. Anytime they apply it, things just go to shit.
Ark, The
Suspension of
Simpsons
disbelief.
discovered... No. Years ago, Lucy Lawless came on and said, when in doubt, a wizard did it.
You're just as bad as my artist, Arcta. You say the exact same thing as her. Fucking- Time travel is real, okay? How were you able to sexually assault me, to Me Too me, in my hour of need? And how did you manage to kidnap my turtle?
If Ark Me Too'd you, that would mean that you were the one who assaulted him.
He stole your turtle? That's unforgivable.
Oh no!
Look,
Wait.
All I
Me
know
Too-
is that when I went over there, apparently with a pair of tasers, I was not looking to arouse.
You say that
But
now.
you did,
That's
but you
not-
That's what
did.
you're freaking with, huh?
That's not our
Was it a purple
past.
turtle?
Look, in our reality, Victorian London did not have steampunk technology in any way, shape, or form.
Was it a one-eyed, one-horned turtle?
No, it was a rather large one though, Mr.
It was a
Clanky.
water.
Oh, was it?
It was a water.
And
Better
they
with
were
food on the water.
returned.
He's a good turtle, okay?
They were returned in perfect health. They were well cared for.
Traumatized.
What did you do to that turtle?
You wouldn't touch his food.
I suspect that's probably because we were feeding him much better. I couldn't stand to go back to whatever tripe you were feeding the poor thing.
Literally tripe.
Wait a second, was it literally tripe?
No, it was not.
It's that,
tripe.
it's that specific brand as well. Literally tripe.
Anyway, he's eating
I'm
fine
asked.
now. He's
Well, I
eating fine
suppose
now.
hunger will drive a creature to.
Turtles like watermelon.
They do.
I feed him very well, thank you very much.
Did you feed him watermelon?
I mean,
I'm sure you've all
Yeah.
seen this.
But no, turtles don't know watermelon. Tortoises like watermelon. Turtles don't know watermelon.
You're cute too.
I'm sorry, really sorry.
are?
No, it's my
It
fault.
is your fault.
Yeah, I know it's my fault. That's why
Oh, crazy
I'm
bitch.
saying sorry. Eh?
She thinks it's cute that her driver
Oh God, this
almost
video.
hit my
Hey,
kids,
be nice.
and she thinks she needs
I
to take
just
a
want the
video
kids.
of it instead of apologizing like a saint.
It's okay.
Stopping in the
It's
middle of
okay.
the road is gonna help?
You being a bitch is gonna help.
I didn't say anything.
I don't know. Calm down. Calm down.
It's okay.
Halloween is over.
He
It's my-
apologized.
Yeah, this woman is
it's my
terrified.
fault.
He
It's my
apologized.
fault. Yeah, I know. It's
And
my
you know what? That didn't upset me.
She a
But
bitch.
the bitch ass hoe
Sorry,
that told me to
bitches.
calm
Karen.
down.
Oh yeah.
What I'd like you
I
to do
just
is
want the
apologize
kids.
instead of being a bitch.
You're calling me sorry, but you're calling me a bitch. So
Oh,
set
sorry.
an example.
I'm sorry. My kids
It's
can't hear me
Karen!
You a bitch.
Your window's open.
They can't hear me because they're listening to
Here's
Ken's
Karen.
attitude.
No, Karen, we don't want your MLMs. Yeah, I can never say it.
That's extraordinary. A New
At the
Jersey
end, she
woman
was off
is
the-
still processing the dramatic moment when an enraged driver stuck her head in her car last week, spitting out profanity laced rant that's since gone viral.
She was off to harass another manager.
Apparently so, yes. She was late for her next appointment at Applebee's.
What? I like Applebee's.
Yes, well then, you wouldn't approve of her going there.
I've never had an Applebee's.
Just try the frozen food section. It's the same.
Like, I
I
had
would
no idea we had
like
an
one
Applebee's, so I drove
Applebee's.
past it.
Roman?
Ah, fuck Roman.
It was in response to what Steam said. She
Steam?
never had an.
I've never
Steam
had an
said-
Applebee's.
Oh, okay, that's because you're in the UK, and the Steampunk Victoria in the UK additionally, so yes, I'm not surprised you haven't been to an Applebee's.
What is
They
an
haven't
Applebee's?
invented yet.
It's the equivalent of the frozen food section. All they do is reheat stuff that's already been made.
What? Their boneless wings are good.
Because there's
They're
an Applebee's
probably
near me,
Tyson.
and I've kind of been thinking about it.
Sorry, when you go out for food, you don't want to have like reheated frozen food. You want fresh food when you go out for food. Like,
Well, they're half price apps after 9 sometimes.
Like, I was kind of hoping, I might see Sargon of Akkad when I'm in there.
Maybe.
You never know.
Hmm.
I think he likes fried food.
No, never mind. Just spitting up friendliest rant that has since gone viral and earned the Ingram in the name Kids Bop Karen. If anyone ever deserved to be called a Kids Bop Karen, that's that Karen. Josie Klein 29 was in a lift on New York City's West Side Highway when she observed the woman flipping off her driver. Pillbox News on Wednesday. Klein, unaware of the woman's issue with her, responded with a thumbs up. That's when she said both cars pulled up to red light and the woman got out of her vehicle and approached her car. Klein said the woman was upset that her driver cut her off, but she became more enraged when Klein told her to, quote-unquote, calm down. In the video now posted, we've seen Karen really flipped out the moment she was told to calm down. Which I have to say was much better than previous when she was going, "You're cute too."
What? Is Ark coming on to you, Miss Steam?
No.
I think he is.
Very much.
No.
Meant to be. Meant to be.
Now that's what I say when it's something between you two.
No.
I
Yes.
mean, as long as you're not a registered gynecologist, I think we're okay.
I'm absolutely not.
He does have a
gynecologist.
love fetish.
Wait, what? I don't have any fetishes.
It's just all those gloves. I mean, maybe you're not a registered gynecologist. Maybe you just moonlight as one.
No, I just am acutely aware of how many chemicals can be absorbed through the skin and have really scary effects. Most notably, mercury derivatives. Do you know what that can do to you if it goes through the skin? It's just terrifying stuff.
No, what does it do?
Oh, it really screws your brain. It's basically the source of the term mad as a hatter. Well, as bad as it was for hatters working with mercury back then, there are versions of mercury that are just that much worse still.
Isn't that in tuna?
All seafood has a small amount.
Yeah, it's why you really shouldn't eat dolphin or whale and stuff like that, because the sheer amount of mercury will send you fucking crazy. That's why people in Japan that still eat it, like those coastal communities, go fucking crazy when they're older.
Well, no, here's the thing. I think you people might just be believing in the conspiracy. My hat has mercury in it, and I'm not mad at all.
I like tuna.
I'm convinced.
So am I, just not in the way they might be thinking. Plane crashes after unloading 350 gallons of pink water in gender reveal stunt.
I mean,
also
how do you do a gender reveal? Like,
look, I don't know where this got started, but apparently some, probably Karens, started getting some sort of arms race for how to go about declaring to everyone what sex their blue little bundle of joy is. Probably just before they go about convincing them that they're actually other genders so they can have a woke trans kid instead. In any case, this is a prime example of how it can go horribly, horribly wrong. As a recent plane crash in Texas was caused by a gender reveal stunt that went completely off the rails, authorities said Friday the pilot of the plane was flying at low altitude on September 7th in the town of Turkey, not from the Oklahoma border, the NTSB said in a report released Friday. But when the pilot released 350 gallons of pink water for the gender reveal, the stunt caused the plane to slow down and get aerodynamically stalled, according to the report. The plane slammed into the ground and flipped over. The report said the two people on board suffered only minor injuries.
I saw the picture of that plane. How is that minor?
Well, it's a monoplane. The thing was probably not that high up to begin with and glided most of the way.
I don't know, maybe the kid had mechanical limbs or something. Mechanical limbs are better than usual.
Wait, was this a continuation of last week? Like, no, wasn't there an explosion? Did this explosion affect the plane at all, or?
Well,
yeah, there was that
explosion.
couple that
And looking
made
at
the
plane,
pipe bomb.
I'm not seeing any actual damage to the cockpit area, so this looks like a very light one. I'm guessing they probably got shaken around inside, but not necessarily.
Lucky as shit.
injured.
Don't fuck around with aerodynamics.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I suppose the benefit here is that though it was stalled, it was also very low to the ground to begin with, so it probably didn't have enough time to develop terminal velocity.
Well, I mean,
Besides, if the pilot had absolutely anything worth saying about them, they knew how to make use of a glide path.
well, 300 gallons. A gallon is like 8 pounds, so that's like, that's over a ton that you're all of a sudden jettisoning. So all of a sudden you're going to go from your mass from trying to draw up oh yeah, that could be bad.
Yeah, but like it could have gone worse. I mean, if they.
And the worst part is, no one from the ground is going to know it's fucking pink water.
Well, hopefully they're tending to you at the plane crash.
In October, a 56-year-old woman was killed during a gender reveal party in Knoxville. The planned announcement created an explosion, and flying debris struck the victim, authorities said.
I know that's horrible, but it's actually kind of funny. That's like Final Destination kind of shit.
Yes, when I say there's some sort of weird arms race going on there, it does seem to take certain literal bents now and again.
That's kind of cool. I kind of want to see the next big gender reveal party.
It's fascinating to see that somebody accidentally made a pipe bomb. Accidentally.
You just accidentally make a pipe bomb and
It happens like every couple minutes from what I... no comment.
When purchasing
pipe bomb or steam almost falling.
While purchasing explosives, go to your local fire department, police station, police place, and yeah, your local fireworks vendor. It's all experts.
Just the look on Steam's face.
What's going on here? What's going on?
Glide, Steve, glide.
Explosives are not toys, except for the little popper thingy.
Somebody clip that. Somebody goddamn clip that. That was fucking amazing.
Will do.
I don't know what happened, but it seems to be at Steam's expense, so I'm full of regret.
It's just the face she was making. Like the I'm okay, smiling, but there's obvious panic behind her eyes.
It was
I'm
like
okay, but I am potentially not going to be in a minute or two when I slip.
This game, please consult with your explosives experts.
The seat bent. The seat like bent and.
Yeah. Massive steampunk Victorian war machine empire, and she insists upon using a chair that is apparently held together, not with duct tape, more like, you know, fond wishes.
Spit and good wishes.
Just.
Oh look, memes! I'm so glad you joined us for this particular stream, because this next article, I think we might have found you a date.
Oh.
You'll let me know when you get to the point where you see what I mean. Woman who's covered in tattoos is blinded after having eyeballs inked.
No shit.
Unfortunately, Steam's falling off her chair and like giving the "I just crapped myself," but guys, look how fabulous I am face. It's lost to time.
Well, as long as they don't have the smell-o-vision plugin.
It's
She didn't see this coming.
Oh,
Well,
The
this
frightening
other one also
Steam,
didn't see this
everyone.
coming. An Australian woman who spent 26,000 on extreme tattoos, piercings, and other physical modifications has revealed that she was blinded for 3 weeks after inking her eyeballs. How did she not see that? Never mind. This is the good part though. Amber Luke, 24, who calls herself the quote-unquote Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Look at his excitement.
Let the degeneracy
it's like a
begin.
small child on Christmas.
Continue.
Underwent the agonizing 40-minute procedure to fulfill this vision of herself. The body-piercing pro from the central coast of New South Wales has, quote-unquote, about 200 tattoos all over her body. Other enhancements include breast, lip, cheeks, and whimsical elf-like ear implants. Doesn't have much dedication to theme, that much is clear. But most excruciating of all was having blue dye injected all over the whites of her eyes, and then, you know, temporarily losing her sight because of what she called a botched ink job.
Now, was that because she wasn't wearing her contacts?
actually,
Contacts would have been safer.
Contacts would have made so much more
There is actually a way to ink. There is actually a way to ink your eye without actually damaging it. It's just.
It's
Sure.
got only like
Stupid.
a 65% success rate on inking the
That-
eyeball.
Yeah, no,
It's
there is
not high enough.
there is a high percentage that you will lose your eyesight, but the thing is like it's usually not as bad as people say. But she obviously went cheap with this one.
I don't know if she went cheap or went priced, but I still think it was
Look,
really stupid across the board. Quote unquote.
everything.
I can't even begin
in
to
the name of
describe to you what the
fashion.
feeling was like. The best thing I can give you is like once the eyeball was penetrated the ink, it felt like the tattoo artist grabbed like 10 shards of glass and rubbed it in my eye. Luke told Barcroft TV. According to Luke, her tattoo artist had gone too deep in the sclera. Well, no shock. But hey, look at that effect. Totally worth going blind for 3 weeks, right?
No.
That ain't gonna get her a job.
Did she get cash back for the blindness?
Contact lenses. They're not that expensive, and they're easily replaceable, and you don't have any complications.
Well, some people feel uncomfortable putting contact lenses in their eyes.
And she
But
feels
getting
more
some
comfortable
natural
having a
heavily in the
needle
eye
with
with
it
a-
stabbed into it?
Well, you only have to do it once, right?
We'll see. All tattoos usually fade in time. I don't know if that applies to...
There,
Applies
There's this,
to the
uh,
eyes, one would say.
there's this GIF where it's like a bunch of like baby spiders running around in its own nest, and it's like stick your hand in for 5 seconds, and your waifu will be real. That's the rationale here. It's just like 5 seconds and you're good. You're golden.
But strictly speaking, memes, I was thinking this article would either piss you off or we might have found your waifu.
She looks like a friend of mine.
Oh, maybe you have some connections.
Oh, well, I like
Realization is
Australia.
sinking in.
Did a lot of gaming with them.
Quote unquote, if your eyeballs procedure is done correctly, you're not supposed to go blind at all. I was blind for 3 weeks. That was pretty brutal, she said. In an early interview, she told Daily Mail Australia about the nightmare procedure. Quote unquote, it was very intense and very painful. My eyes got held open while a syringe was injected into my eye 4 times per eye.
Why didn't she just ask for anesthetic or to be put under?
You can't anesthetize the eye properly for that.
They
I would think at
literally
least
just
being-
grab calipers and they're like, rah!
And I suppose by the time you get to the anesthesiologist who could put you under wholesale, you're already running across medical complications that would prevent the procedure from proceeding in the first place because, you know, this is not something medical science generally endorses.
One would argue there was already a giant medical problem with her before she fucking started this.
Well, psychological, perhaps. But, you know,
Yeah.
none of us are qualified to say what the problem is. We can try
Hey, look, I'm qualified enough to know if you want to dye your eyeballs blue, you're fucking crazy.
No, we don't know that. I mean, there are previous instances that we've kind of gone over.
Look, you say crazy, but you shouldn't rule out just really, really stupid. Possibly just situationally.
It's true.
I mean,
That
a
falls
lot of
under my
people are
umbrella of
stupid
crazy.
sometimes, but not always. However, in this particular case, we do have some visual evidence for a history of questionable life choices.
Any normal person would have used contacts.
You know,
Yeah.
I would put this under Halon's razor, only instead of craziness, just stupidity. Halon's razor goes as such. Whenever you come across an ideologue, it's better to attribute things to stupidity rather than malice.
I thought that was
instead of
Hamlin's
malice-
razor.
Halon's razor?
Hamlin.
It's like let's just forget about the needle thing and that sort of thing. If we just think of it just purely on a practical level, if she actually wanted her eyes to look unique, right? Contacts would be better because, well, the thing is she can just change them out. They're cheaper, they're safer, they're fucking replaceable, and they won't fade because, well, they're replaceable. And on top of that, you won't lose thousands of dollars in the process. So there's all these benefits on contacts. Inking your eyeballs, all it does is it damages your eyeballs eventually, and then on top of that, the color fades.
X-Smith
And
means just really used eyeliner.
There's nothing you can do about it because the thing is you can't do repeat procedures on these. Like for normal tattoos, you're supposed to every decade or so you're actually supposed to touch them up if they're colored ink. But with eyeballs, you can't actually touch that shit up. And it eventually fades. So these lovely blue eyes that are actually really horrible, that's gonna fade into an ugly green, like greeny grey, eventually.
She's gonna look like just gangrene later on.
You're gonna fade
Well,
into
she'll be
a
fine.
greeny
She'll
gray.
probably be blind permanently at that point.
Well,
So
I'm just... I can't approve. I wouldn't enact any law to stop them because I feel that adults should be enabled to do absolutely any stupid thing that pops into their heads, and we'll see how it pans out in practice. Anyhow,
Oh, sure,
Luke-
they can do what they want, but they're gonna be ridiculed for it.
Arcadaddy, you have never sounded hotter to me than right now.
see what I'm talking about? Roman just keeps stealing all my material.
You know, one could
Luke
argue
also-
that I've been thirsting after Arc longer than you have.
That is true. You keep talking about his ass a lot.
Luke,
I
who also
barely
has a
talk about
snake-like
that
split tongue
succulent
and
ass.
stretched earlobe, said she doesn't plan on any more quote-unquote extreme body modifications. However, she does plan to be covered in tattoos from head to foot by the time she is 25 next spring. So, like, no more tongue splitting, no more eyeball tattooing, she said. The decision was a relief to Luke's mother, Vicky, with 2 Ks, who also spoke to Ballcroft TV. Where do I start? I cried, said the concerned mom. Amber never saw herself as beautiful. She didn't see herself through my eyes, but I supported her because I could actually see the transition, the growth, and how it's made her come to who she is today. She continued, I think over time I've learned to actually understand that it doesn't change you, it's the society's perception on it. I think she basically did most of this just to piss off that mom and was disappointed every time by how little it had an effect.
Sounds like she had really low self-esteem.
Hmm.
Well, it did say she had a lot of cosmetics surgery done in addition to the years. So
Yeah, I don't really like this approach to it. I think there are much better cures for insecurity or lack of confidence. In any case, today, Luke is a stark contrast to the photo she shared of her 14-year-old self on Instagram a year before she was diagnosed at 15 for severe clinical depression. Quote unquote, the glow up is real, she wrote to her 139,000 followers. What you see is a girl who hated every aspect of herself. People change, we grow up and find ourselves along the way, she added. Don't be scared of who you want to be.
It's an empowering message.
I suppose.
Well, I want to be the next Jack the Ripper, so I guess I should go out and do it. I'm inspired now.
Hey, Whitechapel's open. Go for it.
Exactly.
You might want to modify your statement in a video game.
Taxi driver to the next red light district.
Yes, in a game. You're going to be Jack the Ripper in a game. I mean, you are in the UK, so it's always best to be safe. You never know when they're going to take things a little bit too seriously.
Reminds me of a body mod I tried to do when I was younger. That didn't go too well.
And this procedure can't be endorsed because that whole going blind for just 3 weeks is one of the better outcomes of things going wrong.
Yeah, she might have lost an arm.
You're a cyber steam?
Oh no, before then it was Mr. Steam.
Oh, did they feature you in Call of Duty?
That was bad, I apologize.
The operation was a complete success.
Just cost her an arm in the process.
Wait, are you Dr. Zoidberg?
Well, they need the material to graft the boobs on with. I'm not sure what they did with the bones, but...
Oof, I got a fantastic video I could show you by
her
one
peck
Mr.
pops
Medica.
are amazing to watch.
I'm just saying.
It's my arm and my left leg. Thank you very much.
And her third leg.
Well, not anymore.
Well, I guess the left leg was the ass.
I would just say, if you're all ever curious about how the whole process is done, just go to BitChute and search up How the Sausage is Made by Mr. Medica.
I like sausage.
Yeah,
You should go look it up then, memes.
Yeah, look it up.
I will enslave all of you.
Don't think
I
that's
already
a
worked
can't
for
touch
you.
me.
I'm already a
Don't pay
slave
me.
of the system, love.
Oh, so you'll be easy. You'll be easy, right?
Quote unquote. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone knows what the beauty is in their own eyes, said the body positive influencer who said she hopes for a quote unquote a bit more open-mindedness when it comes to body modification in the community within the workplace.
That is not beautiful. That's just disturbing.
It's
Look,
too active.
beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but
Oh,
yeah, I don't think this is going to solve any of your problems in the long run.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I understand tattooing your entire body, right? Like you want your body to be a canvas, and I understand that. But get better tattoos.
Just
Hey,
avoid
biblically
the
speaking-
hands, the face, and the neck, for Christ's sake. You've got to get
It
a
kind of
job at
looks
some
like she
point.
just let the tattooist doodle on her.
Oh, dude, she looks like Ahsoka.
Like here's the thing. I saw
I don't know
someone
what that is.
who had their entire body filled with Studio Ghibli characters, and it looks fucking amazing. And it actually looks like an artist just went and painted on this guy. He was fucking cool. That is a cool way to actually turn your body into a canvas. This is something a 3-year-old did and got like a fucking inking needle and just went, I'm gonna doodle.
I have to admit, it must be cold in that room, though.
You know, actually, no, I
Just a
can't
little.
not see that. Thank you, Gray.
I would also like to point out they're crooked. She even has a bad boob job.
yeah. Oh, it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Now I can't not see that, too.
The nipples aren't even.
Let's calm the misogyny, folks. Let's just stick.
Not misogyny. I'm just observing the fact that that is a terrible boob job.
Yeah. No, it could be all natural. It could be, but this is not a person who seems likely to be content with whatever.
From where
nature
the nipples
provided.
are, I think it might be a Trisha Paytas job.
What?
Well, suffice to say, I wish them well. I hope their peculiar form of self-medication works, but I do en masse press X doubt. But in case, that they should be all over you.
What? Oh.
Look, you've got common ground here. We know this.
Oh, no, I haven't said Jaffa cakes yet.
We haven't discussed this with you, their view of the off cakes. I suspect they'll be.
Do you think she'd want to go? Oh, she's from Australia. Do they ship Jaffa cakes to Australia?
I don't know. I'm not Australian. If we had
I'm
Dork
pretty sure
here, we
they
could
do.
quiz or maybe Lieutenant Knives. Sadly, not
Jack.
handy. Speaking of, Froman, chat manage. Has there been any messages on any of the chats for us to ponder? Any messages to
Direwolf,
me?
there's literally been nothing. Yeah, it's really just been one person who's been asking questions, and the answer to most of them are yes.
I'm not going to dignify that with concurrence until I know what they're asking, because I don't trust you.
So she wanted to be a painter's canvas. Or
Yes.
yeah, you know, it's questions like that.
Okay.
Is Ark's ass that supple? Of course.
Are all these questions
Usual.
new?
Well, if it's
curiosity.
about Ark's ass, it's going to be Froman.
I can't really say anything about his ass, but I can say his front is very well endowed.
I know there's a reason I erased those memories.
There's no cock like horse cock.
Hey, I saved your life.
I'm never going to live that down. Well, strictly speaking, you
No.
might have saved more than that, although I think the failsafe was soon to be triggered anyway. I wasn't the only person who was capable of resisting, just not
Didn't resist.
until I got... Look, apparently it only... We're not going into this.
Wait, what?
Swastikas found painted on turtles in Washington State Park. This is another relevant to you. It means I know you're a big fan of turtles, too.
Hmm.
As is Steam, as we know, Mr. Clanky. We're all very concerned about turtles, yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a bird person.
Turtles, they're
Wait, you-
innocent creatures. And
You
Did
turn
you put a
sticks into
swastika
a
on your
turtle?
turtle, Steve?
Hold on, wait. You turn sticks into a turtle. Called Mr. Clanky.
No, my turtle's name is called Mr. Cranky. He's a water.
So Sticks is a turtle.
No,
He's-
Mr.
it's an
Clanky is a
evolved-
massive turtle.
It's an evolved Squirtle.
Right.
Well, no.
It's a war turtle.
Clearly not a pork. It's not clearly not a Pokemon. And last when we saw it, it had no cannons attached. Although that may well have changed since we returned it to its own.
War Turtle doesn't have cannons
No,
attached.
that's a Blastoise.
No, that's mean. Okay, like no, I'm not gonna put cannons on Mr. Cranky.
Part of its
That's-
body.
No, because cannons heat up. And I don't
Yeah.
want
It's a
impact-
water cannon.
You just need to level them up a little bit more, Steam, okay? That's all you need to do.
Swastikas were found again, painted on turtles in Washington State Park. Steam suggested this one, so we go.
Why did they put swastikas on turtles?
Well, here's a good question. That's a good question. The important thing here to note is that these swastikas are in fact backwards. These are not the Nazi swastikas. These...
Oh, then they're the, like, was it Buddhist? Or...
Buddhist symbol
Yeah,
of
Buddhist
rebirth.
swastikas. And, like, those are the good ones. They're like the
it's
good
a
life, good
tradition-
protection.
it's
They're
a dying
turtles of
tradition.
peace.
Yeah, it's a dying tradition, and the reason why it's dying is because, well, you're fucking animals. But it's
What's their
actually
shell? They don't
well
care.
intentioned. It's supposed to be like protection for the animals and all that stuff. Like Buddhist grandparents, I know some Buddhist old people that still do that because they think they're protecting the, you know, it's a well-intentioned but still kind of a bad tradition that's slowly dying out.
Blessing the turtle, but in a way that unfortunately, due to the ignorance of everyone else in the zip code, will probably not help the turtle overall.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's why I said like elderly grandparents because they're the only people who's actually doing it these days.
You know, there's some dickhead, some proper far left cunt that will go out and kill those turtles out of principle.
Because they think
Probably.
it's
They'll burn
fighting the
'em.
Nazis.
Because apparently turtles can actually be Nazis now. It's like, oh, they are swastikas. They have to be. They're
Leave
the
the turtles
Ninja,
alone.
ninja Holocaust deniers.
And if anyone tries to kill these turtles because of the Nazi thing, I will kill them. I'll make sure they have the worst torture of their lives first.
like.
Well, fortunately,
just-
these turtles wind up in the hands of authorities who have gone with the victim narrative for the turtles. Turtles at a park in Washington State were found with swastikas painted on their shells, and wildlife officials are struggling to catch the offensive critters so they can be cleaned off, according to a report Thursday. The Nazi symbol was scrawled in white on the backs of several of the reptiles at Jinkulon Park in Renton, stunning visitors who spotted them sunning on the rocks, according to Creo7.com. It sits with you uncomfortably. One park goer huffed to a local station. Police received calls about the anti-Semitic snappers and tried with no luck to wrangle them, according to a Renton Police Department Facebook post. Because, of course...
I love how they put anti-Semitic snappers. Like, the turtles are anti-Semitic. They hate the Jews.
Are they snappers?
Darn Nazi turtles!
No, they're-
turtles, well, all
I think they're
turtles technically snap. It's just... The snapping turtle is known to be the most vicious among them all.
And
It's gotta
I
get that
expect
protuberance for it.
they'll probably snap at anyone, regardless of their skin color, those racists.
What are you
Well,
calling
I'm
them
just
anti-Semitic?
shell-shocked.
Don't they know they're only allowed to bite white people who aren't Jewish? In any case, the city is now getting help from federal wildlife officials to catch and clean them off, according to the station, which noted the tag turtle has been seen at the park's lake for more than a month. Lovers of the great outdoors called the turtle shells like a canvas for hate. That's because it wasn't, you idiots! Ignorant bastards. It's very bizarre, parkgoer Evergreen said. What's going on? But whoever painted the symbol isn't the brightest of bigots. Quote unquote.
Oh, the irony.
It appears the swastika may have been painted on the wrong direction, said Nuri Sippers, a rep for the Anti-Defamation League.
This is why learning history other than World War II is fucking important.
Well, it's the Anti-Defamation League. They're dumbasses anyway.
If these
It's true.
dumbasses had so much as watched the Da Vinci freaking Code, they would know.
Well, couldn't you just reverse Google image search it?
Yeah, they could
That
have, but
requires
still that
effort,
is
James.
too much work. For Miri
You
Zippers.
know how I know this? You know how I know this? Because I actually hang around with Buddhist people. Or, well, I did.
You bigot.
I know, I know. How dare I hang around?
Oh, you know they use swastikas? How dare you?
Don't you know they want a free Tibet?
How dare I listen to their culture instead of just assuming that
They're painting
It's very
swastikas
important
on
to
turtles.
give. You have to give them a safe space, Steve. It's very woke now. Segregation is the new wokeness.
Of course,
Every-
I
A
should
space
never
for
listen
every
to their
race except
culture
white.
and
They suck and they're awful.
I should have never listened to their culture and just assumed that they were Indian hippies. Like, how racist.
Yes.
Ugh. Oh, like they have a
I mean, they
cult
kind of are.
of Indian hippies.
I mean, they kind of are.
Not really.
Well, it depends on what
I
Buddhist we're
know.
talking. You've got Hindi, you've got Chinese, and then you've got Shinto.
Well, as long as they're not painting like Taiwan numero uno or something like that on them, I think we'll be fine.
Probably fine. I'm pretty sure the turtles in the case are not so bothered by it as everyone else who briefly got a glimpse of something they ignorantly assumed was a Nazi swastika.
Just the wrong way round and curved. Meaning it's not a swastika.
It happens to a lot of people.
Well, as is often the case, they are not the sort to let petty details and facts get in the way of a good emotional huffing.
What are they huffing?
That's anyone else's guess. Mostly
Their own farts if you follow South Park.
ideology.
I'm supposed to be
Methane,
an
methane
evil
poisoning.
dictator. I'm supposed to be an evil dictator, and apparently I'm less racist than these fucking assholes.
Pretty much, yes. Theft suspect who left Walter at a crime scene asked police to give ID back reports. States. This comes from News for San Antonio.com. Wow. I want to see how high up that forehead goes. This feels insufficient.
The ID was actually 2 pieces, and that's why I wanted it back. It cost extra.
It's not
my
just
head, that's
2
my head.
pieces. Second largest natural structure. Yeah.
So
It's a 5 head.
you know, when he puts on a hat, is he Doug Dibbenone?
Oh no, the Dimsdale Dibadome.
I want to know how far up that forehead goes, but it's pretty clear it's not brain, it's hydroencephaly. San Antonio, a man who apparently left his wallet behind while stealing hundreds of dollars worth of electronics from a Walmart store, went to the police to ask for his Texas identification card back, according to arrest reports. The report states that Christian John Ibio walked into a San Antonio Walmart store in September and put several electronics items into a shopping cart. Surveillance video shows Ibio walking out of the store without paying for the items, even as employees tried to stop him. Ibio
Is
apparently
the
left
Christian
his
his
wallet.
name, or is the media trying to make a point? That's a quick question.
Nope, that's his first name,
San
Christian John
Antonio?
Ibio.
That's his first name. Okay, right, yep.
Ibio apparently left
Sorry.
behind his wallet at the scene and was picked up by officers who placed it in the property room, according to the report. Last week, investigators say Ibio went to a police substation and asked the detective to give back his Texas ID. When he was questioned about the theft of the Walmart store, Ibio claimed that, quote-unquote, he was engrossed in his cell phone by the time he knew the defendant had passed all points of sale, according to the report. He didn't pay for it because he was really caught up in a Twitter slap fight.
How did he
Haven't
leave
we
the
all
wallet
been
there?
there? You know, I must show this random nobody who they're dealing with. Take that!
Well, as the little things are going.
No, I'm saying a pillow. It'll keep the deposits slow. Oh no, I've left the store with a bunch of merchandise.
Well, possession is 9 times the law. Maybe he thought it was like an Amazon store where he just takes the things off the shelf and he's billed to his Twitter account or something.
Still,
it's really
how
funny.
did he lose the wallet? He never took it out to pay for anything.
Maybe he
fuck was it
thought
out
about
for?
it. Maybe his conscience got the better of him for a few seconds. But I was like, nah. Just put it down rather than put it in his pocket.
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, did he have enough money to pay for it? Because had he had enough money to pay for it, he was simply just going back for change.
In a surprising turn of events, police did not believe Ibio's version of events, and he is now charged with theft. Oh no.
And why not just pay the $25 to get it from the DMV again?
Yeah.
I want to know is, how did he drop his wallet with his ID and the police didn't come to him first?
It's also a very good point.
Is it just, maybe it's not just him, maybe this particular part of San Antonio has somewhat substandard IQs across the board.
What was like the security staff just kind of using like one of those like reaching cartoon things to just like grab into his back pocket and be like, "Oh, we know you'll be back."
They always return to the scene of the crime.
It's boomerang security.
That would make a lot more sense. They always return to the police substation to get their ID back.
It's a lesser known saying, but still valid.
I guess
It's a
he just
lesser known
assumed that.
action.
How did he expect they was going to walk in there? They weren't going to even so much as ask how his ID wound up in their custody.
How did he know they had it without them having come to him to arrest him?
This just opens up so many questions. I don't think they've given us the whole story.
I can only assume he called the Walmart and asked, "Hi, my name is Nubio, Mormon Nubio, and I was wondering, my friend dropped their wallet there, and do you know what became of it?" "The substation, you say?" Fool! That's weak. Thank you for laughing anyway. Any case,
That was a good
the
joke,
story is
Art.
a good story. I feel
Just-
for this
just keep
man.
reading.
It's extraordinary. Wilson man charged with impersonating an officer during police chase.
What?
Yep. Oh, it gets so much better. This comes from WITN.com. Another news agency, Wilson NC. A Wilson man has been charged with impersonating an officer after aiding a police chase last month. According to the Wilson Police Department, officers stopped a vehicle for a possible murder suspect inside the car shortly after 11 p.m. on October 5th at the Food Mart on Ward Boulevard. As officers approached, the vehicle with 5 males inside left the scene. Authorities say they chased the vehicle for approximately 2 miles before the driver of a black Ford Taurus with blue lights pinned the suspect vehicle between it and the lead police vehicle. The driver of the Taurus, David Adams, 30, ordered the driver of the suspect vehicle out of the car at gunpoint. Adams then handcuffed the suspect and began searching him. Unsure of his law enforcement status, officers ordered Adams to stop. He left the scene before speaking with officers. Authorities arrested Adams Wednesday after determining that he was not a sworn-in officer. They say a handgun was thrown from the suspect vehicle during the chase and they're investigating possibly related charges. All 5 suspects inside the car were arrested on various charges. One of the men, Jamail Barnes, 18, is the brother of the murder suspect authorities were searching for. Any information, contact Wilson Police Department at 252-399-2323 if any of you haven't been. Wilson.
Ooh, Killing Joker's here.
No. Oh.
No, nothing towards you, it seems, but he is in chat with.
Hey, handsome.
Yeah.
I joke.
Greetings.
Oh, and
Joker.
I think he's leaving
gone
now
again?
already.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thanks for dropping by. Killing Joker.
Oh wait, no, I see. I've got the context. No, Joker's not going yet. He's just saying goodbye to someone else.
Oh,
okay.
okay then.
I think.
I saw Sia.
Well, you know, because I'm sort of looking forward.
We had a Mona loves it in chat, and he was telling him to piss off.
Maybe your
Okay.
dad will.
Oh, Granddaddy. Granddaddy's nice to me. Daddy isn't nice to me.
I just really can't stress how horrifying that entire scene was.
Daddy
for me
can be
personally.
very nice to you.
It gets even worse once you start on down that line with just how she calls you daddy.
Gotta point out this
Yeah.
man deserves commendation for bringing that fight fucking chase to an end.
I know. Look,
Oh,
yeah, no.
And that he's got balls of steel to do all of this in front of the police, and then pull it off so well. The police like.
He watched Let's Be Cops.
Is he a police officer? Is he? I don't know.
No, Steve, no.
You don't like me, Daddy?
No.
Come on, 8 more minutes.
I will point out the Joker said he's not leaving. He was just there defending Your Honor. After.
He has no honor.
Oh, God, shit.
Because the order of magnitude.
Honor is respective. Everyone has some code of ethics. I have mine. This may not be typical per se, but nevertheless, it is there. Look, this is a fascinating story, and it's really sort of a hardening one. Clearly, this man either really wants to be a police officer, has some really weird ideas on how one becomes one. You know, 1, buy police scanner, 2, strap on lights, 3, save police trouble in a moment of need, 4, become deputy, and then police officer. I can only assume. Or they've got
Maybe
also...
he was a police officer.
Really? No, they confirmed he's not a police officer.
But at the moment, was he ever a police officer?
Well,
he seems to have known. He seems to have known the
sworn
process.
in, I believe.
He seems to.
I
Have
think
known
they said
the
he was never sworn in. So.
Is he never sworn in? Okay.
Well, they always say fake it until you make it. I mean, this is doing it
It
quite
seemed-
literally, probably illegally, but
Fundamentally, illegally, yeah, they're not really keen on anyone pretending to be a police officer. Even if they're very well intentioned, it just doesn't.
Ironically, he probably would have been fine if he hadn't put the blue lights on his truck.
Quite possibly,
They could have just claimed he was an involved citizen.
Everything except for that could be considered a citizen's arrest.
well, that and to the point where he's pulling the suspect out of the vehicle, handcuffing him.
No,
at
he can
gunpoint.
do that.
Oh no, he could have
do that.
slowed down. He could have pinched him in and then let law enforcement finish because I've seen that on like episodes of Cops.
He really,
Oh yes,
should have done that if he
the
was
finest
going
qualifications.
to take part on this point. Or maybe he just had visions of being an urban superhero.
Does he identify as a police officer?
Oh, well played, sir. Well played.
Okay. From one thing I will go and mention is that if you've been listening and hearing any background music, this one case, it's the result of one Atom Bomb Radio who made this track that's playing in the background. Link to it should hopefully have been distributed through the chats by Froman. If not, now's a great time.
Right.
Atom Bomb Radio has been making all sorts of copyright-free music for an extended period of time now. They're an interesting character. They have live streams where they often play their music and steadfastly refuse to interact with the audience in any way, shape, or form.
Probably shy.
They're
I'm
playing hard to
thinking
get.
maybe just a touch.
That or the audience is just a bunch of cretins.
Hey, but some of their tracks are really good, and I do recommend them. They've got 9 followers, and I believe that includes a Megon, Beardbarian, myself, and a few other people.
Me.
Oh, Steam, yes.
I
They're,
like
you know, they've got very few followers, but they're, of course, mostly an elite crowd. Inside.
I mean, I like their music. I might use some of the music for my own shit.
Oh, well now they have 11 subscribers.
Ah, very good. And I believe we are starting to wind things up. I again feel that this... But I hope they didn't punish him too severely. After all, he handled himself pretty well. Really shouldn't have used the lights, clearly.
He won't be allowed to be a cop now.
Oh, no. He's completely shit all over his entire prospect of being a cop legally. Unless there's some emergency situation and they really need some deputy in a pinch, then maybe they'll remember his name, but I wouldn't count on it.
But
Hey,
He could still
whatever
be
the
a
case,
sheriff.
they must have felt some empathy for the man. After all, his name does not appear in this article.
oh,
I suspect if
Isn't
they
that
really
big?
wanted to make an example of him, they would have told me to go hog wild with his name and personal details.
He could be a volunteer undercover cop.
Could it?
That's what UK is trying to do at the moment.
Could he actually be 1504? And he explained who he was, but nobody understood.
Oh no, actually I was wrong. They said David Adams 30. Never mind. They have no intention of ever going. I don't know. Did he? How did I miss that? The Adams family.
Dun, dun.
But yeah, if you guys didn't know, the UK is actually trying to get volunteers to be undercover cops.
Well, that's
Yeah,
going to
but
go
then I'd have to
well,
pay
I
'em.
imagine. Probably not. There's going to be a lot of dead people before you fucking know it. Fuck.
I don't know how to snap.
They're advertising it on buses.
I saw that. That's,
That is terrifying in
yeah.
a way.
What's to stop a criminal from going in, becoming an undercover? Jesus Christ.
It's also
UK police.
like they took my idea and they made it shittier.
If they're volunteers, you can bribe them. That's not illegal.
What, yes.
I didn't know that. Good to know.
No, I mean, it's not illegal to bribe somebody that's not an official.
But they're acting as an official.
No,
Yeah,
they're
that's
acting as
true.
a volunteer. They are not sworn
Volunteering as
in. They do not hold any. They don't hold any actual power, from what I've seen. They're just there to act like a security camera.
Huh.
Therefore,
That's the
you
one.
could technically bribe them.
That's the one. I actually saw that today. I actually saw like a advertisement for that today. Like in real
A
life.
bribe?
Oh no, but this is going back to the reference regarding the UK's efforts to stress how much they want to unnerve their population and keep them scared and quiet. This is an ad running on a bus, and Sim refers to having seen one themselves personally, asking commuter or plainclothes officer, undercover officers and CCTV operator cross. Correct. Brent, in this case, 24/7. Are you sure we're not watching you?
Why does this sound like Soviet-style Eastern Europe?
Have you had
Oh,
your
mate,
joy
you
today?
have no idea how bad the UK's gotten over the years. It's turning dystopian, fucking authoritarian, and just people let it happen. People are letting it happen.
And this is officially endorsed by the Metropolitan Police, whereas if it hadn't been, I would be inclined to say, oh, this is some sort of parody joke, right? But no,
And
this is legit.
People thought that me being a dictator would be a bad thing.
Could you Photoshop 1984 on the side of that bus?
Probably.
Could be too
Would it
difficult.
be,
Big Brother is
just
watching.
be awesome if the side of the bus was actually labeled 1984 as the bus number?
Commuter or plainclothes eye of Big Brother.
Bus 1984. There sure seem to be a lot of them around.
Oh my god.
Indeed. Well, that covers the minimum amount of time, unless someone has some pressing thing they want to stretch things out with. I've got permission. And I think this one, however, is winding to a close anyway, so...
Oh, you got the 15 to 30 minutes extension.
Yes. Actually, I got permission to go for as long as I like, so long as it interfere with the usual direwolf programming, such as the Weekend News Roundup, which I believe will be featuring this time someone here.
Oh, thanks, asshole.
Oh, right.
That is child abuse.
Wow.
Miss Steam will be on, yes, this Saturday's Direwolf Weekend News Roundup. So please be sure to tune into that. Also, of course...
It's gonna be interesting. I don't know why they want me. Like,
Oh, is it your first time?
Yes, they're going to pop her Direwolf Weekend News Roundup cherry tonight.
I like cherries.
I mean, they should know by now that I'm a dictator who is, you know, don't follow the rules.
Well, who better to learn about fascism from?
Of course, yes. Thank you.
And if touching upon this one, we need to be sure that they address that. So also be sure to tune in via the Magog of Morscar live streams for the Sunday episode of Side Quest run by Arcturus. And I believe will be the probably last appearance of the Killing Joker for a bit until they return triumphantly. All problems resolved and quest fulfilled.
And how?
We're all looking forward to that.
Wait. When is the next Direwolf stream or video or program?
What was it? 3 hours from now, I believe? 3 or 4 hours?
So you're saying, theoretically, we could go on for the next 2 hours and 45 minutes?
Yes, although I don't have the material prepared for it. So if you want to carry the show for another 2 hours, I suppose it could be considered. But I might prefer not.
Well, we've been doing it for 2 months already, so I think we're set.
It's important to take a breather now and again.
It goes on and on, my friend. Some people started streaming it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue streaming it until the nuke goes off because it's a stream that never ends in a video game.
Stop.
Yeah, we had that once already,
stop.
and it was all dead air.
Do you want me to just start going off of mad tangents on whatever mathematical nonsense I've been going through recently?
So
No.
3 is the
as
biggest
you can
number.
see,
No.
It's probably for the best that I shut things down now.
Do you want me to suck the enthusiasm out of you?
Get us out of here.
Daddy?
Until next time, ostensibly.
wait,
Want me to
Joker
suck
wants
the
me to-
enthusiasm out of her, Daddy.
So
Joker wants me to
long,
say something. What do I
the
need to say,
long,
Joker?
the long as progress continues,
What am I saying?
Ostensibly.
Knock knock.
success inevitable. Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh, right. Arcturus!
Oh, turtle power.